Hey everyone, welcome to another Marketing Monday. Hold on just a moment. Of course, I'm logging in just a little bit earlier than the 2 o'clock start time, just so I can share this to my Facebook profile. Alright, so hopefully everyone's having a good Monday so far. It's a little gloomy here in Denver for some reason. Also, strangely enough, we're having technical difficulties here at ModWorks, unfortunately. So I've been mostly offline today, but at least in terms of Wi-Fi, that's working. But an electric circuit is broken, I believe. So because I don't have my laptop with me, my desktop is plugged into the outlet and everything. Can't use it. But it's been a good day to just kind of slow down a little bit. This week's, let's see. Well, we'll just share it. Anyway, for those of you who are just joining in, and this is your first time viewing of Marketing Monday, my name is Helene, CEO and founder of Hashtagitude, which is a digital marketing agency based in downtown Denver. The services that we provide, or the solutions really, basically it's when we come in after you've already created your website and everything, although we can help you with website copywriting and content and making sure that everything is SEO friendly on your website. So we also provide social media, email marketing, blogging, definitely very writing centric, but we also have videography and photography services as well. So we do Marketing Monday every Monday at 2 p.m. Mountain Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. I believe the time may be changing in the new year though, so stay tuned for that announcement. It'll probably be within the next week or so when we announce any new changes or new events coming up in the new year. Anyway, this week's theme is about privacy in this day and age. As you probably saw with the title of this Facebook broadcast, we're going to be talking about Big Brother and your privacy. We're going to talk about 3 specific situations that you should be aware of in terms of, well, actually more like it's 2, but a couple of situations you should be aware of, especially when it comes to using your smartphone specifically, but can also pertain to when you sign up for new websites, new social media networks, etc. So be interactive with this broadcast, whether you're watching the live broadcast or the replay. Share with us in the comments below who you are, where you're located, and your thoughts on privacy. First, do we even have privacy anymore? And 2, do you even care? I see that we have one viewer, or we did have one viewer briefly. So if you do come back and join us, be sure to comment below with who you are, where you're watching from, and your thoughts on privacy. Whether you care about privacy concerns, or if you're just kind of like, well, everyone, all these networks already have my information. There's no point in keeping it private. So, first thing I want to point out for today's broadcast is smartphone permissions. So, who here actually pays attention to the pop-ups that show up on your phone when you want to use, for instance, the mic, the camera, the location in a new app that you've downloaded? Are you aware that these permissions are running in the background? At least, so I am an iPhone user for now, and I know that when I download new apps and they require use of, my location or my mic or my camera, like there's always that little prompt asking like, hey, will you give us access? And generally I say yes, because I'm like, oh, might want to take a picture or want to record something here, so I kind of need to have this app have access to it. But anyway, be aware of these permissions though. You don't know how much permission you're actually giving to certain third-party apps or companies. So an article in late October, so late last month, just a few weeks ago really, from Petapixel, which is a photography blog, states that some mobile apps can take photos of you and or your surroundings with both cameras, either the back-facing or the front-facing camera, without your knowledge. So no notifications that these photos are being taken will pop up on your phone. Meanwhile, these photos are being sent off to a remote server. And there are some of these apps that have facial recognition capabilities, which is a little frightening, you know. So I'll drop a link below, I'd say probably later this evening, because it's a little tough to, I mean, it's not that tough, but I'll drop a link below of a demo of how this could work on an app through the actual original Petapixel article. I'll drop it below, like I said, later tonight. So you can see a demo of like how these companies, these app developers, can be taking photos of you and your surroundings without your knowledge. So another thing, several articles that we came across in our research for this week's theme, a BBC article, a post on Medium, and a blog post on this woman's page. This woman is named Deirdre Riggs. All three of these are talking about the possibility and basically, I guess, the very real situation of Instagram and other apps potentially listening in on you. So, have you ever noticed that sometimes ads get served to you even though you have no recollection of actively searching for those products or services? Have you ever noticed that? So anyway, the writer of the Medium article and the lady, Deirdre Riggs, they talk about how they were just discussing specific topics with loved ones, such as, you know, Deirdre and her family were talking over Thanksgiving about how they want to move to Montana sometime, how it'd be nice. The writer on Medium was talking about how he was in a very remote area with low cell signal and everything, chatting with his cousin in Spanish about a Bluetooth projector that they were potentially interested in using or buying. So, not very far off after they mentioned these things, and just passing and just talking, not searching on their phones, talking about this with their loved ones. Later on, they're scrolling through Instagram, and they get served ads that are basically about the exact thing that they were talking about. So, have you ever experienced this? My experience is, yes, I actually have experienced this a few times before, where I remember I was talking about something with Ryan, and then later on I'm just scrolling through Instagram or even Facebook or any website really, and I noticed like, they are serving me ads about something that I was just talking about. So, a little creepy. So, the second thing to point out are, besides these permissions that you allow for apps to have on your phone, are terms of service or authorizing external apps. So these can pertain to you being on a desktop or using different services and authorizing third-party websites to access like your Facebook account or something. So do you ever read terms of service agreements when you sign up for a new service, and have you ever? I used to just ignore it, just be like, cool, yeah, sure, agree, because they won't let you pass to complete your registration unless you say you agree to the terms and conditions. But these days I at least skim through these agreements, especially the big bullet points up top. You know, there's definitely some hidden language in there, and of course it can be a little boring to read through, but I would say that it would help you out in the long run if you could read through it all, because sometimes service providers, especially a lot of online ones, they will keep some things hidden in their terms of service to where they can basically take advantage of your credit card information or whatnot without you actually realizing it. So you may be giving more permission than you'd like to these services. Just be aware of that. Another photography blog, we get a lot of these articles from photography blogs because Ryan is a photographer. F-Stoppers wrote in August of this year about how you may be allowing Instagram more permissions or control over your account than you would like. And it's not just Instagram, I'd say also like games that you might be playing or websites where you can log in with Facebook or log in with Google, etc. So, in terms of Instagram specifically, you may be allowing third-party apps outside of Instagram to like, comment, follow, or unfollow on your behalf without realizing it. So, beware of these other websites that you may be using to get into Instagram or any other network that you're using. So how is all this stuff happening? So, these bigger companies may be allowing certain loopholes into their security, or they just consider these gateways for them to mine our data. We are either we're completely unaware, which I don't think we really are these days, or we don't really care about the lack of privacy. So what can be done? That is a good question. We'll talk more about that in this week's blog. Of course, this broadcast is not so much to make you feel scared about how much information you're giving out, but then again, in this day and age, I feel like we're all giving out a lot more information than we would like. But I guess it's a way for us to stay plugged into the matrix in some ways. Anyway, this week's blog post will be about how you can be more careful about how much info you're allowing out. Some of it may be a little more straightforward, but it's always good to get some reminders anyhow, even if they're simple reminders. So, finally, just announcements about upcoming events. So, I am going to be a panelist at the next Women of Denver Quarterly Networking Party on December 2nd, which is a Saturday. Early bird tickets are still available through November 15th, so I will drop a link below this evening when I get back to the computer and share that link with you all. Also, 2018 events will be announced within this next week. If you'd like to be the first to know, I will drop also a link below for you to sign up for our mailing list, where you'll get a message next Monday morning to learn more about our events for the new year, and you'll be the first to find out. I will announce second place. I will announce the 2018 events will be here on this broadcast next Monday. But if you want to be very first to know, next Monday morning, about 6 a.m. Mountain Time, sign up for our mailing list. And that's all for today's broadcast. So thanks for joining us, and I'll see you again next week.